Welcome to Slow News Day with Kevin Clark. I am Kevin Clark. Woo. Playoffs, you guys excited? All right, should we start?
You're ready, boss. You look fantastic, by the way. I feel like I let you down.
I know.
But
no, I know.
I'm sorry.
I know. You know you did. But we're just going to move past it. Domonique Foxworth, ESPN star, former NFL player.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So the cat's name is Lamar.
Yeah, my son is a Lamar Jackson fan. All the kids got to submit a name, all three of our kids. And so the cat's name is Stormy Lamar Miracle, but him and my son seem to have a tighter bond, so we just call the cat Lamar.
Wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So you played in the NFL. I know, like, a viewer would, if you were to look at us both, like, who was more athletic, they would think it's me. But
it seems like a joke,
NFL.
but people who are watching and looking at this, like, yeah, you look like you got your stuff together. I look like I don't have much happening except for this cat. Like, it's just like it's me in this sad little basement and my comfy and my kitty.
That's true. I also just give off a more accomplished vibe. Like, you know, you went to Harvard, you played in the NFL. I have sent some tweets.
Got on a tie.
And so we're basically the same. Yeah, I bought this tie on the road from Banana Republic. So you went to Harvard, you played in the NFL, and I have I also have a big scarf I bought the other day. I bought a very big scarf.
Grown man shit right there. Scarves and ties together.
Yeah. I mean, it was 60% off. It was 60% off. So everybody's hiring right now. Nobody can figure this out. Joe Judge just got fired this week. All sorts of terrible names thrown out for head coaches. You've been in a locker room. You've analyzed it better than anybody. If you own a team, and you might one day, you hire what kind of coach?
Hiring a coach is interesting because there's nothing that coaches do that is like being a head coach on their way up the ladder. Like coordinating is like what people consider the closest thing to being a head coach, but actually coordinating an offense or a defense is not like being a head coach. And of course, you can change the head coaching job to make it encompass a bunch of different things, including coordinating the offense or coaching up the quarterback, which I think is an important thing to have. But there's one thing, and it's like a cliche, but like setting and cultivating the culture of a team, a head coach can do that in a way that no one else can do. Everything else you can delegate. You can delegate just about everything except for that cultural piece because being like the figurehead, people look to you for that responsibility. Every coach seems to pretend like they know that when they come in, because I don't know that I remember a welcoming press conference that did not involve a coach saying, we're going to change the culture. Blah, 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 blah. It's always nonsense because I think that culture is one of those things that is amorphous to so many people that when they get into the job, they actually start focusing on the more concrete things that you can hold and touch or feel like, and they lose track of the culture.
Take me through what NFL culture is, because it's interesting to me because I was in the Alabama tunnel the other day as they were coming out, and they were, as soon as they got outside the door, they were doing this chant in unison, just call and response thing, and I'm sitting there thinking, I've never seen this in the NFL. And I'm curious, when you think about culture, where do you start with just the building of it, the camaraderie? Like, what is that when you're a pro in relation to college?
Yeah, I mean, pro and college are different. It's boys and men, and it's where you are in your life, and it's like allegiances and all that, because there is, no matter how professional college sports becomes, there is still something about us versus them. Every day, they are as close a thing you have to family. It's different when you're a professional. You go to work, and then you go home. Building that camaraderie is impossible, frankly, in the NFL. And striving to do that, I think, is a mistake. But I do think there's something to be said for getting the advantages on the margins that you can get, clock management, or just general in-game fourth down aggressiveness. It's like you're stealing points in win probability there, 1 or 2. And you're stealing that without having to beat a 6'6", 330-pound tackle to get a sack, if that makes sense. So like that's where it matters, is creating that camaraderie or creating that feeling. It helps people when they're in a situation, they have to make a decision. Am I going to go out tonight or am I going to watch film tonight? I know it sounds stupid or cliche, but when you feel like this is your team and you owe it to them, like it's an easy decision to make, to the degree that chanting on the way out of the locker room makes you feel some way closer to your group. And that's a small thing. It's like those little things are little wins that you can get without having to match up against somebody else and get them. And so why not take them?
Who's going to the Super Bowl?
A football team. Not the football team. They are not going to win a Super Bowl anytime soon. I mean, I really would love the Cowboys won. That'd be so good for our industry. Like the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, phenomenal.
I don't think people understand how much more popular the Cowboys are than any other team.
They should.
There was a TV executive years ago who told me that if you just talked about the Cowboys, and by the way, some networks are trying, if you just talked about the Cowboys, you would get more ratings than if you covered all 32 teams. Like that is documented analytic data.
It's noticeable when you watch TV or if you check the ratings. It's not something that I do often, but I'm on Get Up regularly, and it's something that they do and they talk about, like minute-to-minute ratings. Let's say we made a line graph of what happens to the show. I can circle the Cowboys peaks. Like I know when they're happening. It's a real thing. And even if it's that you hate the Cowboys, trust me, you would rather us talk about the Cowboys being a mess than Jacksonville being a mess. You're turning off the TV.
Hey, on the minute by minutes, how big is the dip when you come on?
And it's drastic, but it's not drastic enough for me to lose my job. But right. I'm popular in important demographics. So that's all that matters is women 18 to 35.
Yeah.
Spike, boy, spike.
Yeah, and you're big in different countries, like Brazil, I think. Yeah. Brazil is a big Foxworth market. It's all
the UK,
international.
my home country, the UK.
Were you born in the UK?
Yeah, my dad was in the military, so I'm actually an American citizen, but I was physically born in Great Britain.
Why aren't you finishing up an illustrious World Cup career?
Trust me, I wish. I don't have any memories of it. Or the sexy accent. Do British people think our accent is sexy?
No.
Does anybody like an American accent? Or do we sound like Russian to other people? Because I feel like Russian or German is one of those languages that's like, and no matter what you say, it ain't sexy. I don't care. I might offend my international fans, but French, you say anything, sexy. German, you say anything, not sexy. You just gonna leave that there? Nothing for me? It's an alley-oop waiting for you to dunk it. You're just going to Orlando Magic that thing and just let it go out of bounds. That's a shame. I thought we was dogs.
I'm going to let you be the Daryl Morey of Germany. When's your birthday, Domonique? I should know this. We're friends.
March 27, 1983. Yeah. I also don't know what time I was born. How aggressive are you getting on this sign stuff?
General. You don't have to go times.
Okay, cool. I made a new friend recently and she asked me all this stuff and I was like, wow.
All right, Aries, memories from the distant past, perhaps as far back as early childhood, could keep popping into your conscious mind today, Aries. You may feel really silly crying over a fairy tale your grandmother read to you when you were 5 years old, but as embarrassing as it can be, it's actually a positive form of release.
Nice. I love a good horoscope. I never read them, but I marvel at how general they can be while sounding specific enough. Outstanding. Because everyone has childhood memories. Presumably, they know their grandparents, or at least one of them.
Sure.
Good work, horoscope.
They crush it, don't they? They crush it. Libra, Smith, this is not the day to do in-depth research of any kind. Brother, it is never the day for me to do in-depth research of any kind. All right, let's get to Club Kevin. Really easy. Whoever you think is crushing it, whoever you think is winning the week, who do we got?
I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers. He's winning it. My buddy Aaron Rodgers is winning the week. Because he used his platform to get Joe Judge fired. He used it for good. So we should champion Aaron Rodgers because he mocked Joe Judge yesterday on Pat McAfee's show. And the result, Joe Judge fired. Congratulations, Aaron Rodgers. Way to use your powers for good. It just hit me today, too, that reverse wishbone QB sneak, I think he thought that was going to save his job. Like, it was so unique that I think he thought that people were going to celebrate it the next day. Like, why else would you break that out? You know what? I'm going to show them how innovative I am. Nobody's ever done this. This will save me.
Narrator, it did not save him. Thank you, Domonique.
No problem, buddy.